Hi everybody. Today I'm going to try and show you how we do the raised beds in the greenhouse. So I'm in the greenhouse and here's some of our raised beds. You can see this is right by the door. I've got some coming out straight and then cut at like a 15-degree angle here and a 15-degree angle here. And then these are 2x4s that I put in, and I just screwed them through here, 2 screws, and then through there. There's one for the right under the frame. I screwed them in, and then I kept going, and I had some 2x6s also. So you see 2x6s in there. And then I'm over here building another one I wanted to show you while I got it out. This is the way I do it. I put a board behind on the 2x6s. There's just one of these, but when I have the 2x4s, I have to have 2. As you can see over here, there's 2 2x4s there, and these screws just go right through into that board. And each one will have 1 or 2 screws, and then you'll have 1 or 2 on the back here. I think I just have 1 on this guy, and that holds it in place. And then when we put another one here, we'll screw through this way. As you can see here, there's some screws on the back here going into the other boards. And that's it for the boards. They were just 15-degree angles. You could get much more accurate, but it's just enough to work for me. And these are straight cuts, and I just measure each one individually. And I wanted to try and get all your boards the same length, or you wind up with, one being off. And if that happens to be your last board, you can't really correct it. So, make sure your boards are the same length. And then to build the beds, there's another piece here. As you can see, I put dirt in here, and I've made it sloped so that it's higher at this end and lower at this end. And then I do the same over here, and I make this higher and slope it down so that I have all my water draining into the center. And then what I'll do is I'll carve out a little piece of the wall here and put a drain. As you can see here, here's a drain, and that's where I've carved out of the wall, and I put plastic. And the drain, these are just PVC, plastic PVC with some inside there. You can't see it, but there's holes drilled all the way through there, all around, to let the water in and then drain out. And then what I do is I put this plastic. These are our bags from our pellet stove that would be going to the landfill, but I found a use for them. And they're real thick, heavy plastic, like your greenhouse 4mm stuff. And I just take and staple them up here, and then overlap them, and I get a nice sealed. I don't have to worry about my wood and insulation getting wet. And that'll give me, a good reuse of my plastic bags. It gives me a sloped draining container, and these are all individual containers. So they're not like mixed water. They can have separate water, separate soil, separate nutrients. And then after I get my stuff in place, I fill them with dirt and compost 50-50, and that kind of holds them in place. The staples will keep them there until I get the dirt in, and then the dirt really does the holding. And then I just forget about them and use it for the rest of my life and don't worry about it. And as you can see here, we've put some of our plants that were in the garden in the fall in the beds, and they seem to be doing okay. I haven't had any problems with them. Just with the temperatures getting down and the days getting so short, we've had some plants die off, but some of the more hardy ones have survived. And this is kind of what it looks like before you have a raised bed. It's just my wall inside my greenhouse. And I've put underneath, and I've put insulation. I had scrap insulation, so I just filled that in those holes and give it a little extra barrier from the outside. And then just put the raised bed and you're done, and you've got growing space, lots of it, lots and lots of growing space. And that's it for the raised beds.